Yo, it's fucking Nikuman season.
Oh, what?
Hell yeah, you heathens. You guys don't know what Nikumans are, do you? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But yeah, we're out here in Tokyo. Secret House Against the World, Tokyo-based hip-hop conversations and suchness. Today, me and Jet are here to discuss the newest album from Onry Ozzborn, BlvckBeachBoi. 13 songs, 45 minutes. It came out on the 2nd of November.
Sounds right. Yep.
It was actually shout out to our guy Baron, who is a patron, and then also like look at the screen right now. Those are people we rock with, and he's a patron, and he was like, "Yo, the new Onry Ozzborn is out. It didn't hit streaming yet, but I was listening to it on the Bandcamp page. Listened to it once on the Bandcamp page, and yeah. So this is kind of, I want to say, you know, Jed and I were we were on a long hiatus, and we wanted to get some content out to you guys, so we decided to record this review about 2 days ago.
Yes.
And so we've only really had 2 days to listen to the album, and you guys know me, I like to take 6 listens to albums and really get my thoughts down and try to figure out things and listen to them when I enjoy them, which I really do enjoy this album. But this is kind of, I feel like this is like a single pass
kind of
type
going
of
off the
review.
cuff here, yeah.
Kind of a single pass review. I didn't get a lot of the deeper themes or try to figure them out as much as I typically would, especially with an artist like Onry Ozzborn, who can be tremendously dense and is always coupled with refined high-level production. And that's been like 2 things that have been going on throughout his career over the last 2 decades. What we like to do when we discuss or review an album from an artist that we haven't done before on the show, we talk about how we know them. So Jet, are you just brand spanking new?
Brand new, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm familiar with all of the features on here, but
Right.
yeah, first time listening. I feel like you've probably mentioned him before.
Undoubtedly.
But yeah, not familiar.
I shared the Lone album, which is the Dark Time Sunshine album that came out maybe 2 years ago when we first started the channel. I shared it with El Spade because one of his biggest critiques against, he's not an underground guy, he's not a hip hop guy like that, is that the production and the mixing and the mastering on a lot of this music is terrible. And I wanted to give him that Dark Time Sunshine album as like, sometimes it's fucking perfect. Sometimes it's really refined, and sometimes it's mixed and mastered very well. And a lot of times people are going the lo-fi aesthetic to create that aesthetic, which is not something that you'll find on this album or on pretty much any of Onry's work. I have been a fan of Onry Ozzborn for, I'm not exactly sure when I first got into him. I feel like the first time I heard about him was Old Dominion, which was a Washington, Seattle-based collective of hip-hop artists. I feel like they were massive. Like by massive, I mean like huge number of members used to be in that clique. Sleep, Snafu, Destro, Barfly, Taco Neck, who produced some of the tracks on like old Open Mike Eagle shit.
Okay, yeah.
And also I got into, he was with a crew that was called Gray Skull, which was him in JFK, Ninja Face.
Yep.
Also Dark Time Sunshine. So he's got a lot of time in the underground, independent, abstract, artistic, avant-garde hip-hop kind of circle. And he's been putting it down for quite a long time.
Yeah.
As you hear on this album, there's a few rap features, but most of the tracks have somebody from the community coming in and being like, yo, this is Merce. I don't know what it means to be beach goth, or yo, this is, you know, Homeboy Sandman. Everybody
Slugs on there as well, right?
Everybody is pretty much on this album spreading, giving love and props to just the art. And yeah, so let's get in, Mr. Liff was also on there.
Yeah.
Mestizo. There's just a tremendous number of cats. Everybody's whose fingerprint is on this album is somebody that I enjoy, respect, and have followed for a long time. In fact, the only person that I'm not familiar with maybe on this, the only 2 people are the producers, which the majority of the album was produced by Smoke M2D6, not familiar with them. And also the Badminton album, the track with Aesop Rock, was produced by somebody named Rain, who I'm also not familiar with. Majority of the producer work, except for the 2 tracks, one by Rain and one by Blockhead, were done by Smoke M2D6, which I found fucking refreshing and really dope. It's Zavala is the producer that used to do all the work for Dark Time Sunshine, and he's tremendous. And it would be weird for me if Onry stepped like step down a tier from that high level of production, which is in the background right now. So I found the production great on this album.
Yeah, the production's really solid on here. It's varied, it's interesting, it's very clean, it sounds good. I think Elspade would like this record.
I'm mixed on that. Our third member, Elspade, is not here right now, but I'm mixed on whether to like it or not, just because the lyrics.
Yeah,
lyrics.
I mean, but it has like a popish sensibility to it, in spite of the fact that it is, underground in the purest sense, and obviously having all of these features and like artists championing what Onry's doing on this record, and his own like unique idiosyncratic style. Talking, he's like a Black Beach goth, like all this stuff. But it does have a pop sensibility to it. That beach goth, for me at least, that phrasing was very evocative of your My Chemical Romance type, Fall Out Boy type, where it's like it's
black
poppy
fingernail
and it's
polish type of shit.
but at the same time, Fall Out Boy were working with like 50 Cent and 2 Chainz and your whole variety of Robert Glasper and all kinds of people like that. And I got that sense of like, it's got a popish sensibility, but it is also broad and diverse and interesting, and I think that's true for this record. And I think Spade would appreciate that.
Yeah, I know. For like I said, I shot him the Lone album. He was like, "This is really good." And the reason I think that he just wouldn't care for so much of the lyrics is because a lot of them, Onry is what I would consider like a wordsmith of like the stacking variety, right? It's kind of like loose auto poesy type of things where it's like sometimes the line is laid out clearly enough for you to see, but then other times he's kind of dipping his toes into, the esoteric, Gnostic, a lot of ancient history symbolism, a lot of like magic with a K, like some of those type of themes, and he'll say some shit like pop culture mania, hysteria leopard remaining indefinitely, and it's like hysteria leopard, and a lot of times you start picking up and I feel like, is this like some type of like Aztec or Mayan jaguar leopard symbolism relating to another line later? And for me, I really enjoy the way that he mixes it up and kind of raps. It reminds me.
But he's also got this way of integrating the more Gnostic, black magic elements of the album with the popular and the accessible. You can catch me at the Elden Ring after party.
Oh yeah.
This is a dude who like
that fucking shit is dope. Catch me at the Elden Ring after party chatting with the upper echelon of God body hierarchy. That shit is hard.
It's like it's hard. Yeah. It's also kind of nerdy. And
Elden Ring is the game, right?
Video game. Yeah.
Also, there's like Laura Palmer references. Twin Peaks. It is like a. It's like the frequency goes high and then it gets low.
Lowbrow, highbrow, like it skirts that line, and it's very elegantly done. He manages to toe that line between the straightforward and the obscure in like very. Like he does it in a really cool fashion. Yeah,
I agree with you. Like, I personally don't have any problems with his lyrics. I think he gets off like tremendously. I can just see how some people would feel a little bit a way about it though. Which has never been a problem for me. I've liked him the whole time, and I like a lot of the themes on this. I like a variety of the production and in approaches, and some of these songs are really, really great to me, and I feel like I'm doing a bit of a disservice by not writing down lyrics or having anything that is too like I didn't write down like what the beat sounds like or what it evokes in me to any degree. But there are a few of these that I love. I especially love that Badminton track. Anytime him and Aesop Rock get together, it's fucking fun, it's dope, it's hard lyrics, and it's like rhyming. It's not like we're gonna delve into this super deep fucking idea. Like Voltronic Espionage or something was one of the old tracks on the Gray Skull shit. I forget the name of it, but that's dope. And in fact, one of my songs of the year when I started the Mega Late Show podcast in 2017, which is my Tokyo-based hip-hop art and culture podcast, was from his last solo album, Cupid, the song that featured Aesop Rock. I love them together. The way that they go back and forth on that shit, like chatting with the upper echelon of God body hierarchy, and then Aesop is like block party badminton champion, poster boy for Robin Graves, dressed like a janitor at the Pantheon. fucking, they're so fucking ill on that. The freaks no longer come out at night. They sleep tight. Can't trust a single one. Finger gun a peace sign. Fucking hard. This is just great. This is great. The production's great. We've got a few features on here by AJ Suede is on here. A person named Caleb Boo, which is I guess the sing person, if I recall.
Yeah.
Perhaps
The vocals
on that.
at the end of that.
As we said, Aesop is on there. Another joint, Jesse the Tree. We reviewed his album with Andrew earlier this year.
Yep. Sleeping Dogs.
His track, It's Sorted. Oh my God. Jesse and Onry get the fuck off, and that beat is just ill. I really do love all of the features. Pigeon John is on here, who, that's a West Coast legend, y'all. That's a legendary human being right there, and he's still got it. I haven't been following his career. I don't know what he's been doing, but always dope to hear him, and always gets off. That beat is dope. The spelling bee, the runaway spelling bee, where they're like, "Yo, spell pretentious." Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I got that right, but I spelled spectroscope wrong, I think.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, I like this. What are your favorites on here?
Maybe first track, Metal Mouth Gabor.
Okay,
It's Sorted with Jesse the Tree.
that's a jam.
And yeah, maybe Badminton.
Okay,
And I really like how the album ends, like on Club Geek. Obviously, I mean, I enjoy AJ Suede's verse on there.
Oh, yeah.
But the way it kind of peters out into a little vocal refrain and some nice chords and stuff like that, I feel like the album wraps itself up really, really nicely, which is a problem I have with a lot of hip hop records. A lot of them just kind of end. It's just like, all right, that's the last track.
yeah, it's beautiful. And what did they say at the end of it? Like, I found it like, it's like one of those, wow, that's like deep. What did they say? The soaking wet towel will never dry.
Yeah.
What does it all mean? Yeah, it's a beautiful ending to the album. I really like that one. I also like, let's see, another beat that I really like is Doris Day. Yeah. I like the album cover too. That shit's dope.
Yeah, the album.
Somebody need to draw me looking dope and shit. I want to start DJing again out here, man. I just want to play music that people are like, what is this? Yeah, it's so. I like the Autopsy of Coco. It's Sorted with Jesse the Tree. Badminton, Doris Day are probably my favorites on this. But I feel like the Autopsy of Coco is getting into a deeper theme that I wish that I would have sat with a little longer, because it sounds like in the beginning he talks about like The Weeknd, and then in the second verse it sounds like he mentions Drake, and maybe he's talking about Coco Chanel, the famous fashion designer.
Yeah.
Or is that right? Fashion designer?
Yes,
okay.
she's a designer.
Like, but I think that there's layers to uncover on this in both like what has been done with the production and also what he's trying to achieve with his lyricism that require more intent listens than we were able to give it this time. But I highly recommend this to fans of everybody that's on this album, man. There's everybody like fucking who DJ King Shamik is on here, Twin Hype, it's like Rob Sonic, fucking everybody that's even, go to the Bandcamp and you'll see like additional vocals. If you like any of those artists, check this out. If you like, there's like a goth sensibility
if you
here.
like Homeboy Sandman, you like any of those people showing love on those records.
Alias.
If you're like
Anticon,
me, who is familiar with all these like Anticon cats and those early 2000s, especially at their peak of their powers, underground hip hop, and you weren't familiar with Onry Ozzborn, then yeah, get to know.
Yeah,
I sure as hell did.
Yeah, definitely. Secret House Against. I'd recommend it to all those people.
You can catch me at the Elden Ring after party, chatting with the upper echelon of God body hierarchy. Wick piece, tinted orange and platinum. Pipe off of my lip.
Fuck Coco Chanel though. Big Nazi. Big Nazi.
Yeah, didn't she like fucking find out where all the Nazis were staying, like moved into the hotel with them, and it was like, I'm gonna fuck my way out of getting killed here, which I understand to a degree, but it's hard to like stack that up against somebody like Rosa Luxemburg or, you know what I mean, Gramsci, who's in fucking prison as a Read theories, silly ass bitches. It's Nikuman season.
My girlfriend doesn't let me eat like any Nikuman that's called a Nikuman in Japanese.
Oh,
It's
word?
not a real Nikuman. You gotta, especially out here in Ikebukuro, you can get some real fucking good, like, you know, xiaolongbao or like char siu bao or whatever. Like,
I just, you hop into out here in Tokyo, you hop into the Family Mart, the 7-Eleven, and Lawson's. Like, your hands are a little cold, you're rocking a hoodie, grab a Nikuman, just hold it in your pockets a little bit, warm you up, even if you don't eat it. Just, you know what I mean? It's a nice hand warmer.
keeps you warm. Keeps you warm.
Peace. Patrons have been on the screen.